Hello and welcome to free Excel tutorial videos. In today's video, we are going to take a look on how you can use Excel functions and formulas to analyze an inventory. So in this spreadsheet, I have a very simple inventory. Here I have products 1 to product 7, and over here I have the different type of analysis that we want to perform on this inventory list. Okay, and on top of here is the formula on how we can calculate each of these analysis that we want. So we are going to gross profit here. It can be done by subtracting the cost of goods sold from the sales. Okay, so it's very easy. So for this one we will enter formula, and let's say we will put the formula starting with equal. Okay, next I'm going to point to the sales for the first argument, and then I'm going to enter the subtract operator, which is the minus sign, and then I'm going to point to the second argument, which is the cost of goods sold, and then I'm going to press. We'll also be calculating the gross profit, where we will divide the gross profit, typo error, gross profit by the sales, and we have the average inventory. This is the details that we have, and we will also calculate the inventory of the product and divide it with the total sales over here, which we will calculate later on. Okay, and then we will do the same with the inventory. We will use the inventory and divide it with the total of the inventory, which we will calculate later on. And lastly, we have the gross profit, gross margin return on inventory, which is the GMROI. Okay, for this one we will do the function or the formula that we use is the sum function. I mean the minus. This is just a normal minus function that we have. Okay, so let me begin with the total sales. Okay, the total sales, we will want to have the result over here. Okay, so to calculate this, we will use the sum function. Okay, the sum function is one of the most popular function in Microsoft Excel. Okay, to calculate the sum, we first need to select the cell where we want the result to be displayed. Okay, I want the result in this cell over here. Okay, and very easy, just go to the home tab. Okay, we are in the home tab, and we come over up here to this AutoSum over here. Okay, click on this and you will see a formula appear in the cell. Okay, so this is the sum formula, and this is the first argument, semicolon, and the second argument. Okay, so I'm going to press Ctrl Enter, and we will get the result for the sum for all the sales from all the products. So I'm going to do the same to get the total for the cost of goods sold, but let's use a different method. I'm going to type the range of cells which I want to add up. Okay, here you can see C3 to C9. Okay, remember to close the bracket and press Enter, or Ctrl Enter to maintain the focus on this particular cell. Okay, so the beauty of using formula in Excel is that, say if I change this into 15,000, okay, you can see that the total over here will automatically change, will be automatically updated. Okay, so I'm going to undo this to get back the original data. And over here we also need to do the sum function on this average inventory. So I'm going to show you another way you can copy a formula. So we already did the sum formula in this cell and this cell. So I'm going to come over here and going to copy this cell, and you can see that the border of the cell changes, and come over to this cell and paste. I'm going to use Ctrl V. Okay, so you can, and then I'm going to press escape so that I will leave the focus from this cell. So if I come over here, I can see the function over here. We have the function, sum function, and also the range of cells that the function is using to calculate. Okay, so the first calculation that we're going to do is the gross profit in dollars. Okay, I've already done one over here. So the formula that we use is the sale of the product, say product 1 minus the cost of goods sold. Okay, so this is the formula. Okay, so we will now use the autofill function to get the gross profit for the rest of the products 2 to product 7. So to autofill, you move your mouse. At this moment you can see that the mouse is a white cross. Okay, if you move to the right bottom corner, you will see a black cross. As soon as you do this, notice here that the argument has changed from cell B9 minus cell C9. Okay, and over here, okay, the formula for this is to take the gross profit and divide it with the sales. So let's come here and press this key in our formula. We always start with the equal sign, and I'm going to point to the gross profit. Okay, and then I'm going to enter the division operator, which is the /, and then I'm going to point to sales, which is our second argument. Okay, and then I'm going to press enter. Okay, so we have 50%. Okay, so same thing, I can just autofill is this down to all the other cells. Okay, and over here now we have this gross profit data. We will want to have the total as well, so let's go ahead and sum this. Okay, and there is another way you can sum this besides copying the cell. You can drag the cell from here, because this cell over here already contains the sum formula. So you can come over here and drag this to this cell over here, and the formula will automatically be copied to this cell. Okay, so if you come here, you can see the sum formula over here. Okay, up next we have the calculation for inventory turns. This is the frequency of how our inventory turns. So the formula to use is the cost of goods sold divided by related. And I'm going to type in the formula one time, and it will be applied in all the cells. So I'm going to type in equals. I'm going to point to the cost of goods. Okay, enter the division operator, and then I'm going to point to the average inventory. Okay, and I'm going to press Ctrl Enter, so you can see the result for all of the products. Alright, okay, now we're going to calculate the sales as of the percentage of the total sales. Okay, to calculate this one, we will use a slightly different way to write the formula, which you will see in later on. Okay, so let's begin with the formula. We type equal, and then I will point to the sales of the product. Okay, and then we will put the divide sign, the operator, and then we have to point to the total sales, which is down here, and the argument will change to B4, B5, B6, B7, and B9. Okay, but for the second argument, it will remain as B10. okay, which is the total sales. So for this formula, we need to do a little bit of changes. Okay, at the beginning of the second argument, we will have to put in a dollar sign. Okay, but there is a shortcut which you can use here, which is F4. So I'm going to press F4, and you can see that the second argument has been changed. We have a dollar sign in front of B column and a dollar sign in front of row number 10. Okay, what this does is it has changed this second argument from a relative reference into an absolute reference. Okay, this way this cell reference will be frozen. Okay, so I'm going to press enter and see that when I copy this down, I'm going to get the result. But when you look at this, you can see that the first argument has changed, but it changed to B7, but the second argument is the same. Okay. Okay, next we have the inventory as a percentage of the total. Let's select all the cells over here and enter the formula. Okay, I'll start with equals, and I'm going to point to the inventory, put in the division operator, and then select the total for the inventory. Okay, and remember, because, and there you go, let's press enter. Okay, it didn't fill up all the cell, so let's do it again. I may have done something wrong, so let's select the cell again, press equals, select inventory and divide by the total, and let's press F4, press Ctrl Enter. Okay, when you press Ctrl Enter, Excel will apply the formula to all the cells that you have selected. Okay, so now for the final formula, we will want to calculate the GMROI. Okay, this is the gross margin return on inventory. So for this, we will use the gross profit and divide it with the average inventory. So we will come to the cell, start with the equal sign, point to the gross profit of the product 1 here, put in the division operator, and then point to the second argument, which is the average inventory for product 1. Okay, and let's press Ctrl Enter. Okay, so now let's fill it up with the rest of the cells with the same formula. So the best way is to use the autofill. Remember, move your mouse down to the corner bottom right of the cell, and then when you see this black cross, you can drag it, and you will see and you will be able to fill the rest of the cell with the same formula. Okay, so now you can see we have all the calculations that we need in order for us to analyze our inventory. Okay, so there you have it. Excel is a great tool to make adjustments to your inventory. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.